It's Tuesday afternoon, and you know what that means. It's time for Randomity with the Random Christian Show. Today on the Random Christian Show, we're interviewing comedian Andrea Woodfolk. The Random Christian Show is proudly supported by The Advisor. The Advisor is a Facebook group created by Colonel James Neil Broadus, composed of multi-talents such as actors, directors, artists, writers, and more. If you fall into this category, contact them on Facebook at The Advisor. Intro music provided by the Dead Campers. Check them out on Spotify and at deadcampers.com. Next week, the Random Christian Show is interviewing actor Bishop Stevens. My name is Andy, and now here's your host, Christian Random.
Andy.
What?
Sticker.
What?
What?
What? No, Zilla.
Candy.
Stop it.
Andy. Candy.
No, sleepy.
I wasn't having any. Wait.
Uh-uh.
No. I was.
Oh, that's embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Whoa. Hey, it's
For
the
the
show.
record, I did not steal candy from my kid.
He
gave it to me.
I'm not even supposed to. I didn't have any candy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Hi. Welcome to the
Hello.
show. Andy. It's
What?
me, Christian.
Oh, hey.
Or, as we're known as today, I random man. Bad
And
host.
I'm a bad host.
I see you. I see you hiding there. There's nothing fair about any of this. I wasn't eating bat candy at all.
Right. Yeah.
It's not good for the fat diet.
Happy day after Halloween.
Happy post-Halloween free candy day.
Or, as was said by my son in this house, happy first day of Christmas.
Boom. Right there. Yes. That is the way to go with it.
So can I say we're like a half an hour away from trick-or-treating last night, right? We're going to meet up with a couple of his friends from school. And sure enough, he's just sitting there waiting. He's in his costume, like he's ready to go, and he's excited. But sure enough, Alexa, play Christmas music. Really? And then sure enough, the next half hour, and it's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, and we have the house all done up for Halloween, and then he's like, "Can we decorate for Christmas outside tomorrow?" And it's like, dude,
that's my boy.
Yeah,
that is my boy.
So yeah, he's
Halloween.
He's all about it. So
he's all about fudge and candy canes.
Yeah, I'm surprised he did not dress up as Santa for Halloween.
Oh, dude, I'm doing it next year. I don't even celebrate Halloween, but I'm doing it just because it will annoy so many people.
That there you go. I like it.
Yeah. Seriously, there's like three guys at work that are listening to Christmas music like even before Halloween started. They're like, we just don't care about Halloween. I'm like, that's cool, and they're like, yeah, okay, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this, because this says a lot about you as a person. What does your house look like on Halloween night? Is the porch light on or off?
Off.
Oh, okay.
We do not celebrate Halloween at all.
Okay. No. All right.
Used to just because I really liked free candy.
Right. For sure.
But, and dude, just to clarify, I kind of enjoyed the holiday back in the days.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But the thing is, nowadays, there is so much. I mean, kids that are like 18 years old are trick-or-treating at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
There's a cool period,
right.
There's
right. Yeah.
After work, everybody takes their little kids, 5:30ish, 6 o'clock, and go around. And, that's cool because it's kind of cute. They're dressed up as little lambs. And then, you get the freaks that dress their kids up as axe murderers and things. You're like, really? You're putting that on your kid at, 5 years old? Yeah. Okay. Right. Your therapy bill, not mine.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and then give him a bunch of candy. So that way, when he gets home, actually picks up the actual butcher knife and starts stabbing the cat. Yeah. Yeah. That's a wise decision because he's on a sugar high.
Well, yeah. No, so we were.
You don't see that happening.
So it's funny that you say that because we were out last night a little bit later than we normally are, just because it rained. Big shocker in Oregon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And so it rained up until about like 6:30, and then it stopped. And then sure enough, like the floodgates opened, like all the houses opened up, and the kids started going around. And then that's when we got the call from Sandra's friends, like, hey, we're gonna go. Because we were about to just sort of cut it and say, you know what? No, it's raining too hard. And so we go out, and then we're just finishing up, and we're finishing up about 7:30. And there's a group of maybe 8 or 9 high school girls, like walking around the neighborhood, trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And it was, and I turned to my wife. I said, listen, did you trick-or-treat like at that age? You know, like, were you in that group of girls that did that? And she's like, no, I did other really bad stuff on Halloween.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, you know, there were some things that I used to do. By the way, the chat is open. So if you are watching, please feel free to join in the conversation.
Yeah. How was your Halloween? Tell us how your Halloween was. So,
well, at around 16, 17, it became the more, well, we're going to go out and party dressed up.
Yeah.
But we're going to go party with our friends somewhere. Right. For whatever reason we dressed up for was just so we could see each other dressed up. But we were like at somebody's backyard, just hanging out.
Sure.
And, being kind of under the influence of one thing or another and being idiots. So,
yeah. Well, and it's funny too. I mean, like Halloween was great when you were a kid because of the candy, right?
Oh yeah.
And then there was that weird sort of like high school that weird where it just wasn't like you didn't know what to do. But then when you got older, college Halloween was fun.
Oh yeah.
And then
drunken frat parties are awesome.
Halloween got exciting when I got older and I started playing in a band, and my band was getting booked for Halloween parties.
Right.
And so it was great too. The last band that I was in, the LK Project, check them out. We played a Halloween party for one of our high school friends. So it was a bunch of people that we knew from high school. This was like 6 years ago, and we dressed up as Ghostbusters. So we all had Ghostbuster outfits
nice.
On, and it was and it was great. So that was
that's
fun.
You know, I get that. Yeah, as you know, and yeah, adults have their party time and stuff. I mean, whatever. It's
right. Yeah,
it's just an excuse to get together and get drunk.
Yeah. It's one of those interesting holidays that has different meanings at different. I mean, all holidays, I guess, have different meanings at different times in your life, but this one seems. And, I mean, obviously, and it's polarizing, I think, for some people versus others. You, for example, porch light off, like, no, like there's an inflatable vampire Mickey and Minnie in front of our house right now.
Yeah. And I used to have a big inflatable Homer in a skeleton suit,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here to scare you. Boo.
Right. Yeah.
Stupid little brats, get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? Uh-oh.
Did you break something?
No, the stupid. Okay, it's all Corey Hall's fault. There it is.
Hey, no, that seemed to work.
But the soundboard shut down as soon as I pressed the button. So, I have to, I guess, keep pressing things as it moves along. So I get it. Yeah, there's stages in your life where Halloween becomes something, and then it just becomes basically after you're like 18 years old, it's just a drunken fest.
Right.
Idiocy. So, which me and my friends fit into very well back in the day. So, in fact, I'm pretty sure we set some levels of idiocy higher than most people. So it was a good time.
Isn't it great that social media just wasn't around back then?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
No record. Absolutely zero record of the stupid crap that we did when we were young.
Yes. And it was a very good thing because, as I've said before, I'm pretty sure Jackass would not have existed because it would have been a lot of mine and my friends' things.
Right. Yeah.
What do you do with that duct tape? Come here, I'll show you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And all of a sudden you hear ah! in the background, and somebody comes running out with a bloody strip missing from their back, and
Right. Yeah.
And then it's just soundboard. What's up? Yeah. All right. So hey, man, lots of things going on here, by the way. And if you haven't been paying attention, welcome to the Random Christian Show. I am Christian. He's Andy. He's Andy there.
No.
Yeah.
Are you pointing this way?
I'm pointing this way, but
that is so weird. So you're using the top of the cap to point.
Yes. Here.
But your hand
there. Is that better?
That works for me. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Oops. High five.
Nope. High five. Good job.
Yeah. There. Okay. Knuckles. Do it.
There you go.
Ow. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a lot of things going on here at the old TRKS, known as the Random Christian Show. We've been working on getting a bunch of people booked into the show, like Miss Andrea Woodfolk, who is excited supposedly to return, which we are very happy about.
That's so weird when they're excited to come back.
I know she's like, I'd love to. I'm like, oh,
normally we have to beg and plead.
Yeah, well, yeah, I will come and wash your car if you just come to do the show.
Candy.
Oh, your peppermint patty.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
rejected by my son, but happily taken by me.
See, you trained him well.
I have to.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah, here.
Got it. Not really. It needs to be teleported from
I'll work
Oregon to Missouri. So okay, real quickly, just want to go over who we've got coming up besides our lovely guest today, Miss Andrea Woodfolk. We have next week, as you saw in the opening, actor Bishop Stevens. And just so you know, this guy is not easy to get on a show. He does not like doing. Well, it's not that he doesn't like doing them. The guy is so freaking busy. I've been trying to book him for almost a year. That's how busy he is. And he had to cancel twice. And now he's committed to next week. Awesome. So freaking excited. Like, he's turned down other people. So we are like exclusive for Mr. Bishop Stevens. He's going to be in the upcoming Salem Tusk movie. He's in all sorts of award-winning horror movies and sci-fi movies that have been coming out. What was it? Submerged Universe.
That's right. Yeah.
He was the bad guy. I can't remember his name. It's Creighton or something like that. But anyway, he was like the lead bad guy. And then after Bishop Stevens, the return, again, kind of shocked, but hey, Maggie Mayfield will be back with us, and happy to have her along. Actor Michael Thomas Angel. Now, I know this name might kind of sound familiar, but he's been in a lot of TV shows and some movies. But once you see the guy, you'll be like, oh, like he always plays this tough guy or this bad guy or something. And he's so cool. He's kind of that way, like just talking to him through messages and stuff. He's kind of just got this real, okay. Yeah.
So he's a real life bad guy then?
He's kind of, yeah. He's probably a mobster or something. And
right.
If we don't do him right, we're both whacked.
Right. So, yeah. Okay.
As long as we don't get whacked after Michael Thomas Angel, we've got Sandy Slavin, who has ironed out her technical problems and will be on this show at the end of the month. So yes, we are very excited. Where's the applause button?
You have it.
There it is. There we go. Lots of applause.
No idea where those people are.
I know, but we also need a glass breaking, maybe Opa sound effect.
Oh, just come to my house for dinner.
Join us for Thanksgiving. Come on, we're going to clean everything with Windex. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I've told you my real last name, right?
Dracopoulos.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. Just so we're okay.
Continue,
please.
My real last name is Mud. So,
nice
anyways,
Primus reference. There you go.
Yeah. My name is Mud. And I have a beaver named Winona. We also, hey, yeah, let's, it's under the wire. We still got some hats. I will still get the money, the profits to Run to Stop It, to help stop the sex trafficking and human trafficking, help fund all that for our guests that were on a while back. We still have a little bit of time. So go to the website or just email me directly at therandomchristianshow@gmail.com and we will get you set up with the hat. Only $25, kids. All right. And all the profits go to a good cause. Here, look right here. There we go.
There we go.
A link on the website or just, hit me up. So anyway, and again, we want to thank, just throwing it out there, PJ's Coffee for being our sponsor for as long as they could, but they moved on to bigger and better billboards, actually. So, and we're not a billboard, but we are in a way. So we still love them, and I still love my Roast 35 coffee. And
there you go.
So, anyhow, that's it for promotions and fun.
That's the good news.
Jibber jabber. And that is the good news. Besides these nuts. That's right. Anybody who follows the web page would have seen me doing the taste test on these nuts. Now, to clarify for people that are just listening, not seeing, D's Nuts makes peanuts, flavored peanuts. Dee is a very nice old lady that is apparently like in New Jersey or something. Who knows? Jacksonville, Florida. There we go. And makes these flavored nuts called, everybody loves D's Nuts. My wife found them. We did we also did the taste test on her page.
Okay, she knows, right?
She knows.
She knows, right?
She does know.
Okay, good. All right.
So, yes, we all know.
It's a brilliant name.
Dude,
it's such a brilliant name.
And if you see the taste test on the page, I can't stop laughing.
Yeah,
and
because we're 12-year-olds. We're 12-year-olds, Christian. Yeah, that's what we are.
Normally 15, but that one knocked me down to 12 years old.
Yeah,
and I will tell you, the this one right here, the honey roasted peanut butter and strawberry jelly gourmet flavored peanuts. These nuts were not that delicious.
Oh, you didn't like those nuts in your mouth?
I didn't like these nuts in my mouth. And yes, I know it's horrible, but I did like.
You like
these nuts.
These nuts in your mouth. Okay, all right.
We're creamy vanilla and banana gourmet flavored peanuts. And these were actually, it was like eating banana bread.
Okay. Oh wow. All right.
I thought these nuts.
You thought those nuts were good?
I thought these nuts were gonna be gross.
Okay.
But
no.
I thought these nuts were gonna be good.
Right, okay. but
these nuts were good.
These nuts, okay,
these nuts were gross, and
okay,
just rammed it into the ground.
Right,
what we do.
A lot of nuts.
Yeah, and I'm just putting up the disclaimer that randomity is the bold process of knowing and discussing everything about nothing in particular. So, welcome to the show. Boom.
Wow. All right.
So, how about we?
Let's bring in the guest.
Let's bring in the guest. Hailing from I believe she's back east actually, and I was a little loud there with the I apologize.
What?
We have formerly known as the baby girl of comedy. She's now known just as one really cool gal of comedy. It is the one, the only Andrea Woodfolk. Hello.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello. Look,
So,
I just can't listen.
So,
I gotta say this.
Okay.
Look, Andy.
What?
These nuts.
Come on. So, Andrea, I need to ask you: would you ever put these nuts in your mouth?
Don't do that.
Sorry,
Andrew.
What? I'm asking a legitimate question.
Yes.
Okay, see,
Andy, I would put yes.
Okay, thank you.
Especially if it's flavored. If it's flavored now.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Do you guys remember? No, listen. I haven't heard of that product, but I think that's a great idea because I remember when I was like back in college, like years ago, right? They had this ongoing joke. Like someone would just come up to you out of the blue and they'll say, "Hey, Andy, what's the guy name? What's the guy's name? He was just looking for you." And so you would respond and say, "Who?" And then they would say, "These nuts."
Golden. It's golden. It's awesome. It's
so I mean,
it makes me think of remember when Orlando Jones did the 7-Up commercials, and it was the make 7-Up yours.
Oh yeah.
But he would break it up. It was make 7-Up yours, right?
Yeah.
Oh
God. Pause.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And Andrea, thank you so much for stooping to our level.
Right. Yeah. No, we appreciate that.
That was a great memory. These nuts, that was a great memory. That was. I gotta get out and get some of those. Yes, I do.
Okay. Andrea, are you holding your phone or is it sitting down somewhere?
I can't sit it down.
Because I think it's feeding back. Every time we're talking, it's feeding back a little bit.
How about if I do
on your computer?
No, because I wasn't getting reception.
Oh, right.
Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, no, that's much better.
That's much better. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just took the earplugs out, but this is good.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Perfect.
That's weird. Right. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, welcome to the show, ma'am. Thank you for coming back and visiting with us. We are very happy to have you along here.
I'm glad you had me back.
Yeah, no, I've been looking forward to this show because we had so much fun with you last time, seriously. Yeah. And I felt like, we were like, oh, wow, we got to go. And I felt really bad because we basically kind of cut it short, it seemed like, but really we did quite a full show.
Right.
We're just having so much fun. It went way faster than we planned on. So what's been going on for Miss Andrea? How you been? What are you doing? Where's it going? What's happening?
Well, it's been kind of busy because I do a platform on Facebook called The Ouch. And so I do that. I've been trying to do it at least weekly, but it hasn't been working out like that because, of course I work. And so I haven't been doing as much as I would want to, but I do that. I set up like my web page. I did a lot of vaccine with the business. So I did a lot of that. I did the website, did the web page. We're also trying to get the YouTube up and running. So we're working on that. I take ministry classes. So I also take courses.
Okay. Wow.
Man.
Wow.
And then
you are busy lady.
Yeah. So it's been quite a bit, but I'm enjoying the ride. I really am.
Right. Okay, well now let's explain what is the Ouch Factor. What is this?
The Ouch is a platform where
the Ouch. I'm sorry, I thought it was the Ouch Factor. I apologize.
Yeah, it's a platform where we believe that pain is essential for your growth. So it's ministry based, of course. And basically, I just try to give like I guess you could say like an encouraging word. I try to bring an encouraging word, whatever I feel God has led me to say. So usually it's a topic that God gives me, and I go out there and just kind of minister about it, tell people about it, what it is that I think God is saying to them, what they need to do. It's kind of helping people kind of discover their purpose and knowing the importance of knowing why you were created and what you were created to do. Like, it's important to find that factor out, so you're not just wasting time wandering around. So, you know, that's kind of like a big basis of it. Yeah.
So it's kind of helping give direction and helping kind of a guide in a way, just to help out through experiences and situations. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Now this and it's just the ouch, right?
Yeah, it's the ouch. Yeah.
Oh, D ouch. I apologize. Okay, so D and then OUCH.
The ouch, like THE.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you. Okay. And so you're on it's on Facebook. Is it just a separate page all its own, or can they find it through your page?
No, if they go to my page, so if they log on to Andrea Woodfolk, and of course, I would love for you to send me a friend request. That's fine. But if they go to my page, it's usually I post them there. But now I'm hoping by the end of the year that we should have YouTube up. And so then I'll be going live on YouTube.
Okay. So it'll have its own YouTube page and all that. So, all right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Man, yeah, you are a mover and a shaker here, lady. All right. And now you've been performing. I know you've done a few shows. You did a fairly big one not too long ago, right? Like about a month or so ago?
Where was I a month ago? I was supposed to do, I had a speaking engagement to do about 2 months ago, but the young lady, the young lady that was supposed to have it, her mother-in-law passed. Ooh. So, the whole event got canceled. So now I have to prepare. There's another big show that's happening, the Florida Classic. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's 2 historically black institutions. They're colleges. They come together every year. So they're kind of like rival colleges that come together. And so they meet up in Orlando, Florida. And like when I say it's a huge event, like it goes on for like 2 or 3 days. So I'm actually going to be performing, for that. So that's what I'm preparing for in the next couple of weeks. I'll be doing that.
Cool. Okay. Now, what 2 colleges is it, or are you not allowed to say?
It's Bethune-Cookman. It's in Daytona. I don't know if you heard Bethune-Cookman College, Bethune. Okay. And then it's Florida A&M University. Oh yeah. It's out in Tallahassee. Yeah. So those are the 2 colleges that come together and they compete. They have a game, big, huge game. They have a lot of events. A lot of celebrities come to town. It's a huge event. Yeah, it's huge.
Nice. And then you're going to be performing there as well.
Yeah, they're going to have a comedy show on Saturday. So I'll be performing at the comedy show. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Now, is this just open to alumni and the students, or is this open to anybody? Or
no, it's open to any and everybody. Like you have people literally from all over that come to the city.
Beautiful. Yeah. All right. Cool. And so what's the name of the event again?
The Florida Classic.
Just the Florida Classic. Okay. And it's down in you said, I'm sorry, Daytona?
Orlando. No, it's in Orlando.
Oh, Orlando. That's right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay. And it will be in 1 month from now, correct?
Yeah, it starts on the 20th. I think that's on no, it starts on the 18th. The 18th is a Friday, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, of November.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's just a few weeks away here. So you gotta get cracking, girl.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Yep. Man, okay. Beautiful. That's gonna be fun. All right. Who else is gonna be there? Can you say, or is it still kind of under wraps?
Well, I believe it's I know. Well, I don't know if you might know this guy named Type Mike. He's gonna be there.
I know him from some of your stuff. You've worked with him before.
Yeah,
haven't you?
Type Mike.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. He's gonna be the headliner. And then it's
right on.
Yeah. It's 2 other, but I'm gonna be the only female, so that's like awesome. I'll be the only female performing, and then it's gonna be like 3 other guys.
All right.
Well, that is awesome. That's very cool. That's very exciting. All right. So, there you go. If you're going to be in the Orlando area, go check it out. And on the 18th, and you'll be performing on the 19th.
On the 19th, yes. Yep. I'll be performing on the 19th, that Saturday.
There we go. Boom. So there's that. And if you can provide us a link, and we'll put that on the website with the show. Yeah. So anybody who wants to check it out, we will they can click on that and get all their info from there. All right.
I definitely will. Yeah.
All right. So there's the show. Mwah! Thank you. Good night. Oh, wait. No. I'm just kidding. I'm feeling a little nutty. Okay. I know. It's gonna.
Was that Pee Wee? That was Pee Wee Herman's voice.
Yep.
Yeah. You never know. You think you're nuts? Well, so am I. I'm a horrible, horrible person, Andrea.
That is funny.
So, all right. So, well, then, I guess that wraps up anything coming up for you right now. Now, you said you've been working and you're taking ministry classes, and you're actually working with the church too, correct? You're teaching classes at church, you said, or ministering?
No, I minister. I don't teach. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that because I actually taught my first Bible lesson. That was a week ago. Ooh. So I'm kind of venturing off in that, but I have preached a couple of times or spoken in front of the congregation a couple of times. Nice. But yeah, so I do take ministry classes like once a month. Yeah.
Okay. Now, now let me ask you this. Now, my stepson is working into. He's actually become the new youth pastor at our church. But he, what? I mean, I know there's a lot to get ordained and whatnot. Now, are you working your humor into your ministry at all, or when you do your stuff, or do you just kind of keep it pretty?
No,
on the level.
That's a part of it. Yeah, that's a part, and that's been the interesting because I couldn't see how the two would go together because I never thought I would be, I guess, speaking a word or ministering, if you want to say. I just was like cool with doing comedy, but I just spoke a word on Sunday, and I did a word about Humpty Dumpty. That's.
I have so many jokes right now.
If you can tie it back to a lesson, though, and if it works, right?
Yeah. So it was humorous because everyone was looking like, "What is she talking about?"
Right. Did you get a lot of these looks like?
Yeah, at first because it kind of throws people off. Like, what? Like, where did she get this from? But by the end of the message, and like Andy just said, you tie it in where, I tied it in where people could see why Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and why he had a great fall. And it's just basically because, like the Bible says, we have to build our house on the rock. So we have to have a solid foundation. And because Humpty was so big, he didn't have a solid foundation. So he ended up having a great fall. It really was good, Christian. It really was. It was a good message. It was.
Hey, I think it's all. I mean, my pastor at our church, he's been on the show, and he's a great guy, and he is kind of nerdy like us, and he will sit there and he will crack jokes like you can tell only he gets, and there's like that quick moment of awkward silence, and then everybody just starts laughing because they're like, "Oh my gosh, he's joking."
Yeah.
Oh my god, and it's because he will switch gears so quick. He will be so. I mean, and he preaches amazing. He really does. But he'll just sit there, and all of a sudden, you see this little twinkle in his eye, and he says something. And you're just like, Really? We're going there? Oh my gosh. And again, there's either awkward laughing or just laughing because you're like, oh my gosh, our pastor's a nerd. So, and it's great. And it really, but then all of a sudden he turns around and he's like, and then he goes right back into the story. And you're like, oh, yeah, we're still in church. Okay. Got it. Sorry. But I mean, God's got a sense of humor. I mean, look at the platypus, for Lord's sake. I mean,
he does.
And
I think that's the scary part for me. That's the scary part for me because, I started doing comedy first. So when you try to become serious, like if you're giving a message about Humpty Dumpty, you're already setting the people up to laugh, but then you're serious at the same time. So it's kind of like how you say with your pastor. With me, it's just the opposite because it's like, is she serious? Like, wait, I'm laughing, but I am serious. I'm trying to give you a message here. Yeah. So,
But I mean, in all honesty, there's probably never been a captive audience trying to listen how you're going to connect everything back when Humpty Dumpty comes out of your mouth, So I mean, it's brilliant to me to put it in because I mean, and that would automatically catch my attention too. It's like she just said Humpty Dumpty. How is this going to come back together? And so no, I mean it's incredible that. Now, did you? I have to ask. Was that pre-thought or was that off the cuff?
No, they were. I actually was just hosting. So we were doing our pastor's 5th anniversary, and so the committee they asked me would I come in and just be kind of like the mistress of ceremony, and so I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. But then they wanted a little more. They was like, well, hey, can you do some comedy for us? And so I was like, I don't know if that's going to fit because, I mean, it's a pastor's anniversary and you got other people that are speaking and maybe giving a word. So I was like, I don't really know how that's going to fit. But then, I went to God and I'm like, okay, God, they want me to do this comedy piece and I don't know how that's going to fit in. I don't want to throw the flow off. And so I heard God say Humpty Dumpty. Like he started dealing with me with Humpty Dumpty. And it just worked. Like it really worked at the last minute. It was just so funny. It worked.
No, it is, and I love it. And this is just how my brain works because I do love the band Digital Underground. All I keep thinking of is the Humpty dance when you keep saying Humpty Dumpty. So I mean, it's like playing in the back of my head right now with the 900 other things that are going on in my puberty. And this is why the dinosaurs did not last long because, Humpty dance, here's your, hey, what's that? And then, so Meteor kills the big dumb bald guy. So well, no, but that's cool. And I think God has blessed you with the ability to make people laugh, work it into the ministry. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I said, look at the giraffe and the platypus. God's got a sense of humor, right? The big long necked cheetah thing that prances with, and then the duck-billed. I mean, the name alone, duck-billed platypus. Hello,
platypus.
Right?
Yeah, platypus.
And it lays eggs, which I don't know if anybody's ever had a platypus omelet. Not gonna lie,
no,
it's not bad, mate. It's a down under treat. I'll tell you that much.
Okay,
sure.
All right, okay. Yeah, so, I always thought the platypus was like, we got some leftover parts. And I don't want to take anything back to the shop.
I'm gonna make this fit like
right. Yeah, we'll put this on this and that on that, and I don't know. We'll call it something.
Okay. Here, yeah, and this it's like the when you have remember the old school Lego sets where it was just a box of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It didn't have any directions or anything, but you always you'd make something and then you have these 10 or 6 pieces left, and you're like, well, I'll figure something out. And then you end up with this little transformed, weird-looking thing. And you're like, it's I'll call it a platypus. There we go. Hey, I'm a genius. Look, Mom. And they're like, what is that? Okay, that's good. We need to take the boy to therapy. Yes. And they usually happen a lot with my Play-Doh and Legos, especially when I combine the two. But that was a whole different story for another time. So now, where is you? Let me ask you this: where is your favorite place to perform when you're doing your comedy? Where do you have like a favorite gig to do, or do you prefer? Like, I'm sure you probably do a lot of work in churches and things like that. Or do you like the comedy clubs? Where's Andrea's best place to perform when she's doing her comedy?
Well, I really have done comedy clubs. The only thing with comedy clubs, because I do clean, so I do clean comedy. I don't actually label it Christian comedy. So it's clean comedy, but when you go to comedy clubs, you got to be careful because sometimes they have that mindset where they want to hear dirty and vulgar. So, that can be kind of hard sometimes. So I can't say I really enjoy doing those, but I think I'm going to venture out again and start doing those. I just really love, of course I do churches. I do a lot of conferences, like women conferences. Yeah. So I do a lot of ministerial type of things, but I just, honestly, Christian, I just like just the atmosphere, just being around the people. I've done weddings, I've done receptions. I haven't done funerals. I have a couple of friends that have actually done funerals, and I don't know I really don't know how they pulled that off, but they say they did.
Well, you know what? I could see, if I was going to have a funeral. I mean, I've already given instructions. You know what? Dump me in a bottle and pitch me out to sea or whatever. I don't want a big thing, but I do want a celebration of life. They funerals aren't. It's time to be sad. But you know what? I know where I'm going, and as long as everybody knows me, they know that I know where I'm going. So I'm not bummed out about it. So in fact, there's been some days where I'm like, any day. It's cool.
Now, Christian,
I love my wife and my family, but I know they'll be up there soon. It's cool.
Now, let me ask you this.
Like you got to be more reserved, like with doing a funeral, because you got people grieving. So,
but it does depend on the person, though, right? I mean, I would fully expect like the final minutes of Christian's funeral to blast "Highway to Hell" by AC/DC, right? I mean, like, come on, like, doesn't that just like make perfect sense? I mean, come on. Wow. No, it does. I'm just kidding. But no, it really does depend on the person, and it does depend on sort of what they do. I mean, I've had the pleasure of doing 6 weddings, right? And they've all been very, very different in the message that they wanted me to send and say, and then and so it depends. I would imagine that funerals are the same.
Yeah.
That you'll get some instruction from the say, hey, keep it light, make some jokes, keep it funny. That's the kind that's the kind of person that he was or that she was, right?
Yeah.
And then and I mean, because that's honestly when you get to a funeral, right? It's sad, it's somber, but then when somebody finally breaks the ice and tells that funny memory of the time that they got their foot stuck in the toilet bowl, right? That breaks it up. It breaks it up, and then it allows for people to really start to enjoy that life, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So that's my take on it, anyway.
Yeah. It's I just I figure if it comes to the point where, hey, you know what, it's time to quit being so somber. Of course, there are those funerals where everybody kind of walks by the casket and goes, "Hey, he was a rat bastard." And
I have to share this real quick because this was the hardest that I've ever laughed at a funeral, and this is my grandfather, my papu, who was like a formidable presence in my life right up until the day that he passed, right? This old man walked up to his casket and put something in his pocket, his shirt pocket. And my uncle was with me, and my uncle said, "Hi, what did you put in there?" He's like, "Oh, I owed him $20, so I wrote him a check." I had to walk out. I had to walk out of the room, and I was out of the room for 20 minutes because I was laughing so hard.
That's for real?
Yes, it was one of my grandfather's old fishing buddies.
Wow!
And I was crying, laughing so hard outside of the room, and my mother came up to me. She's like, "Why are you laughing so hard?" And I told her, she started laughing, and it was just, oh man. And that was, and it was very fitting for the person who my grandfather was.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
So
and I'm sure that's like the moment.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's what it's about, man. It's just a way of celebrating the person. Yeah, they passed. Okay, well, you know what? We can sit here and mope and be sad. Yeah. It's not a great time. Yes, we'd love to have that person alive, but you know what? Let's remember all the good that they did. Unless they were a complete jerk, and then hey, shove them in the ground. Let's go. There's free food and an open bar. What's up? Hey, what am I gonna do? Huh? Forget about it. The guy was a putz. Oi. Okay. So, but yeah, okay. So yeah, no real favorites as long as you're out there having fun, right?
Yeah, I just like, I enjoy the people. I enjoy the energy. Man, if you could get a good crowd and that energy, that's great. I love that feeling. Just the feeling of the stage and the people, the audience. I just like it. I really do.
Yeah.
I really
I mean,
do.
you definitely get a high when especially when you get a crowd behind you and they're just going.
Yeah.
And there's just no better feeling than that at all. All right. So now when you're doing your ministry and whatnot, and now do you have like maybe a favorite pastor that you love to listen to, or is there somebody you like to work with that you prefer to work with, or anything like that?
What you mean, like moving forward, like in the future or something like that?
Well, in the future, or that you have, like if you're at a church or something, and I know sometimes like the pastor will come up and say a word or something, and then they introduce you, like if you're performing at a church or whatever. I mean, do you do that a lot? Do you have a favorite pastor that you work with when you're doing these kinds of things, or?
Not really. I mean, I've been invited by quite a few churches, so I can't say that there's just, one favorite person that, I mean, all of the people, don't get me wrong, all of them have been great. I've enjoyed the traveling, so I'm hoping to get back into traveling. At one point, we were doing TV shows and stuff like that, so I want to get back into that. I'm hoping to get back into that, like, filming and doing different comedy shows. At the time, I had auditioned. One year, I auditioned for BET. They were trying to do at one point, they were trying to do like a gospel comedy kind of show, like like how the regular BET comic view, but they were trying to do it like a gospel twist. And so
I remember that actually. Yeah, they had like a whole like a set, like a few hours dedicated to just gospel music and gospel comedy and stuff.
But I don't know what happened because they were filming out in Atlanta, and I actually went and auditioned, and so I made it to the final round. So that was awesome. I was like so excited about that. But then they sent us home, and like you never heard anything else about it. So I'm like, what happened? Yeah, but I thought that was a good idea, but they never really got it off the ground. Yeah. So I want to kind of get more into that, where it's the filming of it. I want to do TV part of it. Yeah, but I haven't really had like any favorite pastor or favorite church that I enjoy going to. I can't say that. Everybody has been great, so I don't have a favorite. But yeah, so
was there one where the crowd was just so on? I mean, you were just like, oh my gosh, this is it. I'm never leaving this place. This was awesome.
Yeah, there was one. It was actually the pastor who first gave me, I like to say he gave me my first shot. Like, because with churches, the hard thing about churches, some of them, I'm not saying all, some of them still don't believe that comedy has a place in the church.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of difficult because they think, well, if you're doing comedy, there's really no place in the church for that. But this particular pastor, he was willing to open his doors to say, okay, come in, let's see what you're doing. And so, from there, he was having me come in maybe like every other year. It was just nice. And, his family was nice. His church was nice. They were very supportive. So I've always said that no matter where I go or what I do, I will always honor him because he was like my first, he gave me my first shot inside the church. And it was like, no, he didn't have any kind of preconception. It wasn't like he had this mindset like, no, I don't think I'm gonna like this. He was just open to it. Even though he had never seen it before, he was open to it. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so now let's do this. Let's throw this out there. Do you feel as and you've done some ministry and whatnot, and you've been in several different styles of churches and whatnot. I'm sure different degrees of faith, like Baptist or Pentecostal or whatnot. Now, do you feel that some churches have gotten to the point where they're too lackadaisical and not stuffy enough? Or, do you think churches should be a little more stuffier? Or, because there are some churches where they're like, oh, whatever, just do whatever, as long as you are nice, God, will love you or whatever. I mean, have you, what do you feel is a better church? Do you like something with a little, fire and brimstone in them, or what?
No, I like, and this is not to say that I think we should always be mindful of God and who God is. So we always show respect to God. We always show reverence to God. So, absolutely. But I just think that some denominations, I think some of them are they're just too, should I say, strict, or they're not open enough. They're not open enough. I'll say that they're not open enough, because I did I did do one I did like a fundraiser type of event for a church, but they were Pentecostal, and so that's Pentecostal, they're kind of tough. So even with me going in to do the show, they wanted me to make sure I dressed a certain kind of way. They wanted to kind of see my set. They wanted to see my set before, and I said, "What? That's crazy! You asked me to come, and I got to show you my set, and I got to dress a certain kind of way. I got to make sure I present." It was just too many rules, and I'm like, "You don't want me? That it's not going to allow me to be who I am. If I got to follow all these rules, I'm not going to be able to perform to my best. I'm not going to be able to do that." Yeah. So that was a little. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But I'm like, I can't perform under that.
Yeah, and that's it. And that was the word I was looking for, is denomination. And yeah, there are certain denominations that they're going to follow their rules. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, because following rules is, it's the Bible is laid out. I mean, those are God's rules and God's laws, and that's that's where you follow. It's not what somebody deciphers it as. It's what the Bible says. There's no gray area. This is what God said. This is how it works. So I get it. But I do agree with you that there are some that are a little too what are you doing? So I fully get that.
Yeah. It just makes it a little different. I mean, it makes it hard to be creative and to use your gift, because I am coming with a gift. It's not mine, but it is a gift. Yeah.
Well, and to that point, it's like, what's the point of hiring you and bringing you in to speak at a function if we're just going to tell you what to say?
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
If that's not, like, I mean, because we could have done that. It's like, hey, we're going to have you on the show, but just say this stuff. Yeah. What's the point? Well,
and in that case, you could have just gotten somebody out of your own ministry. You could have just, chosen who you wanted and say, hey, come in and put this on, and this is what you're going to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And that's again, one of the things that seems to be attractive about my show is that everybody goes, so what kind of questions do you want to cover? And I said, I don't do that. I don't give you a list of questions, or don't give me a list of questions to ask you. We're just going to have a conversation. We're going to have fun with it. And we just, we're going to be real. And I don't like the fact, and even there are shows that it looks so natural that they're having just sort of conversation. And I mean, I do have a couple little notes and stuff, but that's it. We've learned in the past that Chris doing research and asking a set of questions does not work. No, not gonna do. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
But then that wouldn't even fit with your show. I mean, it's called Random. So I mean, hey.
Thank you. Thank you. I need you to call every program director that I worked with back in the day in radio and let them know that is why I did what I did. And they just need to deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't understand what you're doing. Just stick to a format. There is no, the formats are boring.
Exactly. Out of the box.
We'll do it live.
Yeah.
Do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Just like Bill says, we're just doing it live. Bill O'Reilly, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, Bill O'Reilly. Thank you so much, Bill. Really appreciate it. All right. So now I guess this kind of leads back in the same question. When you are performing, do you have a certain congregation that you prefer to work with, or denomination, I guess? Do you find like I belong to a non-denominational church.
Yeah.
And I find it's even though it's non-denominational, there's the very stuffy people and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's still very open. It's a lot of good-hearted people. We're all there to just worship God and worship the Bible and His Word. So I mean, what do you think is probably one of the better denominations to perform at? If you had a choice, what would be your choice?
I think what you said, non-denominational, because non-denominational, I think with them, they're more open to the gifts of God in a sense.
Right.
So, but like I said, there are still some churches that don't believe that comedy should be in the church.
Right.
They just don't believe it. Now they have some churches don't believe that women should be in the pulpit. Like we shouldn't have women pastors. So it's sort of kind of like that. Like they don't think that comedy has any place in the church. But when you get non-denominational, they kind of have, they understand a little bit more like, okay, God does have a sense of humor. If I have a gift of humor or comedy, he has a humor. But unfortunately, so many have not had a chance to experience that side of God. So, because they haven't experienced that, it's hard for them to accept that comedy is a part of who God is. Comedy is actually healing. You know what I'm saying? It heals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. So, well, and I think that's a big, I think that's a big part of it too, where especially in non-denominational church, you need to sort of widen the message, right? So you're not necessarily talking to certain people in the audience, right?
Yeah.
Whereas these sort of more focused denominations, I guess we can say that, they've been doing it sort of the same way for years and years and years.
Yes.
there's no reason to update that message, right?
Yeah.
Right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. To their detriment, though, because it's, that's, again, while the message could be the same, right?
Yeah.
It comes out in a way that's really, really hard to take it in.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas, honestly, Andrea, I could listen to you talk for hours. Like if I just in talking to you here, like if I could see you up in that environment, like I would assume that I would, no matter what you talked about, like I would love the message. Yeah. You seem so personable and so just joyous as to the person that you are, and that really it comes across here over the internet, right?
Yeah.
So like if you can project that over the internet, I can only imagine what you're doing in person.
Right.
Yeah. And Andy, that's what it's about. Like, I believe it's about connecting. So you want to always be personable and try to be transparent, connect with people. Because if we think about it, if we're giving a message of love, because that's what God is, and we're presenting it in a different kind of way. So I want to try to help people to know God and understand that he is, he's a loving God. Now he is a God of wrath. God has the same emotions, the things we feel, he feels it too. So if we can laugh, God has a sense of humor. He laughs too. But I want to be able to help people connect or experience that side of God.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I think that's what I love doing when I'm in front of people, just connecting with them to allow them to see, like, man, okay, I like this, and I think that's what it's about. I'm just used as an instrument. I'm just an instrument that he's using to touch someone else in a different kind of way. Right. But you got to be open to it to receive it, and some people, they just aren't open to it. And so I want to be the one that helps them to open up to that.
Right. And that's I was about to say, that's the big part. You got to help. You're helping guide them like you do in your the ouch thing. You're offering some guidance through your humor into opening up into a better message. And the Humpty Dumpty story. It's the Humpty dance. Okay.
But
I'll stop there.
You tie in real life things, like you tie in real life events. Because I am a human. I'm a person. Right. It's not like I just always was doing ministry all my life. So I've been that girl that's been out in the club. I've been the girl that was, in college doing things I shouldn't have done. But now I've had a chance to experience this spiritual being known as God. And it's like, wow, this is just like a whole new life. And so I would like for others to experience that, like there are more sides to God, and not saying that God is not, like I said, a God of wrath, or, we are to honor God because of who he is. And so, but God wants to be our friend too. He doesn't want to be that, that stronghold God that's like, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen. No, God wants to love us. He really does. He really, really does. Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a fine line. Okay.
There is a fine line.
So it does, just because you want to do this, but God will love me anyway. It doesn't work like that.
That's true.
Okay,
there are some people that just want to do what they want to do and not, follow. He does have rules. It's just like a parent. If you have a parent who has a child, you have rules that the child is expected to follow. So it's like God is the same way. He's a loving parent, but there are rules to following him, and he wants you to obey what he says. But he's still, he's a great guy. He's loving. He's fun. And he can be a friend. He can be a friend.
He can be a friend, but don't piss him off. I'm just saying. There's all sorts of factual basis on that, flooding the world. And I mean, those are actually geologically based, that the world was flooded a few different times. So unless you can tread water very well, let's just stay on this side of God, that side.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
stay on his good side.
yeah. Now, okay, now you touched on something I found very interesting, and I've gotten into this debate, not on here, but I've gotten into this debate with some other people, and I'll throw it out at you because I've talked to from a male point of view. As you talked about ladies ministering, okay?
Yeah.
Do you believe that a female should be the head of the church?
I don't know if I exactly believe that a woman should be a head of the church.
Okay.
Now, the reason I say that is because there is an order to God. And so if God has called man, like man, to be the head of his household,
right,
then I believe God has called man to be a head of the church. So I don't know if I exactly agree with a woman being a head of the church, but I do believe that, you know, women can preach and women can teach. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But the head part, I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
I mean, women, I mean, you know, traditionally and according to the Bible, I mean, that's their job, is to teach, is to administer, you know, and pass on the word. I mean, and I'm not saying that the male isn't supposed to do any of that either. But I mean, a woman who gives birth to the children and raises the children, nurtures the children. I mean, that's all, it's inherent nature, no matter what, in a woman. And I think, you know, there's no better person that should be teaching than a woman. You know, not that I'm saying anything against yes, men should do it too, but a woman has the compassion and the ability to, I think, really I honestly, there was very few male teachers or professors that I had growing up that whereas for some reason I felt more comforted by a woman. It was more like a motherly thing, you know. I guess that's the only way I could think of it. And I actually had this debate in philosophy class, and I also took debate, so I used that as well, which worked very well on 2 different papers. But nonetheless, I digress, and I'm moving on. But yeah, I mean, do you see what I'm saying? It's just a very natural state. So yeah, I believe women can preach and deliver a very powerful message and do it incredibly well. But yeah, I think there is a certain set and order, and it's not a sexist thing. It's just the way it's been said.
Yeah, it's just
man and woman are equal. You know, and you know, there's been the debate. Oh well, it's all sexist. No, man is to work with the woman, and woman is to work with the man. They are one. When you're married and you're bonded, you are cleaved together. You you work together as one with God's guidance. So it's an interesting philosophical and theological debate, and you know, now we've just you know, basically got a lot of this going on. But I really love these kind of debates. I mean, you know, again, former philosophy student and stuff. So of course I used to get really high and study philosophy. So not sure my memory of Plato's theories and whatnot are really well founded, or Duarte's, whatever. So now just curious, do you do any political events, since our elections are coming up and whatnot, and do you get to do anything like that at all? Have you ever done anything like that?
No, I've never. That's one arena that I haven't had an opportunity to do. I haven't done that. I really haven't. I'm like, wow. Well, I didn't even think about it until you just mentioned it. Like, I haven't done that.
like if you were asked to MC a political, I mean, just like a someone that you support, would you do it?
I probably would. I mean, just because it would be different, and I would want to have the experience of doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do find
absolutely.
that interesting. Yeah. I think I probably would, just for the experience.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't know how comfortable with you are with talking about this. Again, for those listening at home, Andrea Woodfolk, comedian and learning ministry and whatnot. We're talking with her. We don't have sets of questions or prescribed notions that we go with. Everything's just kind of off the cuff. But at this point, like I said, we do have all the elections coming up, the pre or midterm, whatever election. Yeah. See, this is how much I care about it, because it's all a bunch of crap anyway.
No, right.
But now, do you favor one side or the other? I mean, the two parties, or are you a third party person, or do you not give a crap like me?
I mean, I care, but I'm more so, I'm just interested in what people have to offer.
Right.
Yeah. So I just
you'll jump on either side of the fence. You'll say, "Oh well, this person's standing for this, then I'm going with them."
Exactly. Yeah. I try not to, sometimes people get caught up in, as they say, choosing a side.
Right.
But sometimes I can see, depending on who the candidate is, you can kind of see where people are going, or where their heart is, or what they're trying to do. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm more so for that. So let me go with what you're doing, because that's how I'm feeling.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's how I am. That's really, I'm just like that. That's just me. I'm gonna ride on the boat. If you for what I'm for, okay, let's go.
Right. Yeah. No, that's great.
Now, okay. So now let me ask you this. When you're I took a test a while back, actually, before Andy joined the show. Me and a couple of the other guys that were on the show, we all took this test just to kind of see where we were politically sitting, because we were doing big political debates for some reason. It just became the hot topic. And so we took this little test. Basically, I'm mostly libertarian, okay, which means I basically believe that everything should be stripped down to the basics and redone. At least that's my belief. That's not really a libertarian belief, but it's close, or the closest way of believing my politically guidelines. There is no Republican, there's no Democratic, there's no Green Party or whatever. It's doing what's right by the Bill of Rights and the Constitution that we founded this country on. Now, and so is that how you would lean to, or?
Yeah, it's like what's right. I like the way you said that. We should do what's right. Sometimes you have people just want to how should I say? They say one thing to get the vote, but then once they're in office, it's something totally different. It's more so about what they want, and it may not be the best decision for the people. So you have to be in a place of wanting what's best for the people, and that's where we become selfless.
Right.
So you can't be selfish. Let's do what's best for for the people.
So basically, you just described every politician out there.
Right. No, it's in a perfect political world, right? Elected officials would listen to the people that elected them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, in the world that we founded back 200 some odd years ago, right. That was the plan, and then we just let it go. Because lawyers and greed and corporations got involved. So, welcome to the world we live in now. And so like I said, again, I just keep going, I'm ready.
Right.
Anytime, me and my wife used to make the joke, we're just going outside and practicing jumping up for when Jesus comes. So it's easier, there's no just whiplash getting stuck up. I'm on my way. I'm out here. I'm trying. and he just goes, no. You'll know.
Yeah,
You'll
not
know.
yet.
No, you won't know. You won't know. Remember the saying, it's like a thief in the night. So
I know.
now now, do you put any politics into your humor at all? Do you do any little politically based jokes and whatnot? Or if like the situation arrives, you don't go situational where making light of a current situation and whatnot?
See, stuff like that, you have to, especially dealing with the audience, you have to, that's why I try to find out what type of audience beforehand. Like, come ask to do a performance, I try to ask the people that are hosting, like, well, what kind of audience is it? Because you want to be careful, because it's unfortunate, but there's a heavy spirit of offense. People are easily offended. And so I don't want to get in that place of, being offensive, even though you can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. But at least I can be mindful of the things that I say. So I try not to get so political with some things. I try to stay away from that.
Yeah, but I would imagine that political stand-up is, even though the material is there for the last few years, that it's harder to do. It's harder to do in public just because of that unknown audience factor.
Yeah.
Like if you say the wrong thing, like a beer bottle could shoot by your head. You know,
it's a little.
Yeah.
And we even see it now, like even with me having a platform on Facebook, and you see other digital creators, they have to watch what they say, because they'll either get what they call it Facebook jail. They'll get banned for a certain amount of time. So it's like now in our society, we have to be extra careful of what we say. And then we have to find a code way of saying certain things. So we can't just come out and just say like ABCD. We got to find a code way to say it, so that we don't.
So you basically fight the politically correct, the game. In other words, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you? And I'm not saying you're saying bad things, but especially like you said, we are in such an easily offended society nowadays. Do you, like, you'll think of something like, it's obviously probably not politically correct, especially in this day and age, but you sit there and you go, oh, that's gold. And then you sit there and try and figure out how to reword it so it's not so offensive or whatever. And which, I mean, God bless you, because, and any of these comics nowadays that are out there doing this, because, you say one slight little thing, you get one person in your audience just triggered. And then it can either start a fire, or the whole crowd's gonna douse that fire real quick, and then you're dealing with the exact opposite of what was gonna happen anyway, and you're just like, oh great, now these guys are fighting each other over something so stupid, and you're making light of it, and that's what these people don't get. Hey, we all got to deal with it, so let's just have a little fun with it and move on. You may not like it, or I just find it so funny that there's a lot of times I hear jokes or whatever, and I'll just be like, okay, and there's 3 other people laughing around me or whatever. It doesn't mean I have to laugh with them. I say, okay, I get what you're saying, but okay. It's not my actual humor, so whatever. And so it gets a little I mean, so tense. So I mean, wow. And to battle that live is just it's got to be hard.
But now you have people, you have to be careful of, like you say, it can't be, it was a time when you could agree to disagree. And it's okay. Like, okay, well, I don't really agree with that, but it's okay. Now you can't even disagree because someone gets upset and now they want to become violent.
Right.
And it's like, what? So I put too much mayo on your sandwich, and now you want to hurt me. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So now your life can be in danger just because you gave an opinion or you said something. I'm just trying to bring light to it. It's not going to receive it that way. So I got to keep that in mind. That's just more, how should I say? That's more pressure when you're trying to perform. Because like you say, you can trigger one person in the audience. I don't know what. They may be waiting for me after the show. And I'm like, like so much you have to be concerned with now. It's crazy.
Oh
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And you know, that's there's I can't remember the guy's name right now. But I've seen the clip several times, and he's a comedian. He's talking about how he was joking around with this blind guy that was in the front of the audience. And, you know, he said this lady in the back stood up and said, well, I'm offended for him, was getting all, and he's like, why are you getting offended? He's not even paying attention. Look, he's looking the other way. You know, I mean, he was just, and the blind guy that was there was laughing with him. He was enjoying the jokes. He was enjoying being part of the gig and having fun with it. But, you know, this, and I hate using this term, but this Karen or whatever you want to call him, which I feel so sorry for anybody named Karen. It's just like, you know, that poor lady who, you know, it's like anybody named Karen is changing their name because.
And I'm curious to see if any girls have actually been named Karen in the last 5 years.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt
maybe as a middle name.
Not many.
Right.
But yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
That would be the cruelest joke ever. Yeah, we didn't really want you anyway, but you know, we don't believe in abortion, so we just figured we'd make your life miserable. All right. Well, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Love you. Guess what? I'm living at home for the next 40 years. And so then there's that. It's just got to be so incredibly hard because, you know, you especially if you're trying to improv something or something, you've got to be able to switch gears so quick because
quick.
You can't backpedal. If you backpedal, then you know the crowd's just going to steamroll you at that point. So you've got to be able to spin it as quickly as it turned, you know. And it's such a vicious game. I could not do it anymore. That's why I love having this podcast, and I don't have to deal with the FCC because, you know, after you get kicked off the air 3 times, things get a little difficult. But I was a real, you know, button pusher back in the day, and you know, thanks to the grace of God, I got a podcast where I don't have to worry about pushing buttons. And I've kind of changed.
You do have to push the go live button eventually.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's that right there. That's chalked one up for Andy.
I'm here all week. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it will be. Tip his bartender and waitress because
that's
he's
right.
Yeah.
So
I accept York peppermint patties.
Which
oh yeah, hold on here.
There we go. Got it.
There we go. All right, good.
All right, that one's there. All right. So all right, Andrea. So all right. I know we're running short on time here. Listen, I think we did it last time, but you want to play another round of random
Random questions.
Yes.
Yeah,
random
we did
questions.
play that.
We did? Did we have fun?
We did play that. Because you remember I talked about the cheese.
Do what?
You remember I talked about the liberties? You asked about a sandwich or something.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah, the liver cheese. Yes.
Yeah, the liver
cheese. Maybe we shouldn't do random questions. No. Oh, we're doing it anyway. All right. Well, then let's pull up the random.
let's do the other random questions of insanity.
Because there's so many other random. We do have a lot of, actually.
We do have several random questions.
Let's see. What's well, just because Andy started this before the show even started. Who wins in a fight? Iron Man or Batman?
Iron Man.
I think. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Where is it? Where is he?
Iron Man.
There she is. That's my girl right there. Yeah. Okay, Andy. I think we're done. So that's Come on, Bad Andy.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you can have this delusion as long as you like.
I know
that Iron Man is somehow better than Batman. It's, you know what? That is okay. I will let you guys have this. I'm okay with being the bigger person here and knowing exactly what would happen in a fight between Batman and Iron Man. I just know this. So yes. I'm okay to move on. Yeah.
Okay. Your turn.
All right. Is there a particular talent that you would want to possess if you could, that you just don't have?
Good one.
That's a really good question.
I try sometimes, believe me.
You know, I honestly always wanted to have like some type of athletic ability. Like, you know, playing basketball, but I'm just kind of clumsy sometimes. Sure. And then like when I was in high school, you know how you have recess. And so you're in high school and they split you off in teams. And then they choose a captain, and then the captain has to choose their teammates. And I was like always the one that was last. Like, we guess we'll just take her because she's the last one. And I'm like, I hated that, but I always wanted to have some type of athletic ability, like, you know, dribbling up and down the court, you know, doing some good three-pointers. Yeah, I always wanted to do that. Yeah.
Trying to be Steph Curry and doing the double dribble through your legs and whatnot.
I think that's kind of sexy for women. You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, you got your brand, and you can go play sports. You know, you just that all around the world like kind of girl. You know, I like
that. Until you school your boyfriend in the game, and he's like, man, you beat me. That's not fair. All the guys are laughing at me. Like, it's okay, baby. I'm going home with you. Oh, yeah. Well, then, never mind. Suck it, guys. And they all they all get to sit there and play basketball with each other while you get to go home and play basketball with your chick. So, you had 5 minutes to be anybody. Who do you choose?
To be anybody?
Yep.
Living or dead?
Living or dead?
No, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just making it up as we go along. So
yeah.
I don't know. I've always imagined myself being like this famous actress, you know, not really so much being like someone.
Yeah.
Because I just think I'm just great all by myself. You know, that's not like an arrogant type statement, but I just think I have so much to offer the world.
There you go.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
This kind of thing.
So you'd like to be like a famous actress, just but you with being in famous movies and whatnot. That
movies, you know. Then venturing off to talk shows. Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
All right, Andrew.
How good at you are keeping secrets?
I'm very good at keeping secrets.
Okay. Have you kept a secret for more than a decade?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a secret.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is.
Because I'm a private person myself. And so I know how important that is. Like if someone shares something with you, they're trusting you with it. Right. And so it's like, man, you think to yourself, I'm thinking like, man, this is a really big responsibility. They're trusting me to keep it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think I'm really good at keeping secrets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know I kind of beat a dead horse on the AA thing and whatnot, but I'll tell you, you never learn the value of keeping somebody's anonymity or secrets or whatever until you go in there, and but the crazy thing is when you're in there, you hear so much of yourself and all these other people's stories. You're just like, well, what's to keep secret, But it's a good reality check, that's for sure. What superpower would you not want to have?
A superpower?
Yeah. Like you have the ability to have all these superpowers. You've got them. You're like, I don't want that one. No, thank you. Let's go. Good.
I would not want to have a superpower. Like if I had a superpower that dealt with killing someone, like right now, like if I had the choice to choose life or death for a person, and that be a power, I wouldn't want that.
So like that old movie Scanners, where people would blow up each other's brains.
What?
That was a movie back in the 70s. It was or 80s.
I think it was late 70s.
Yeah, late 70s, where they'd sit there and they'd be like, and then the other guy's head would explode.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty cheesy, but it was it was funny, gross, and it was like the beginning of the gore era, I think.
And it's one of those cult classic movies that got bigger as it sort of gained notoriety with this.
As it faded away, it got popular. So
yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. But no, I wouldn't want to have a power that, where I actually controlled if someone lived or died. I just wouldn't trust myself with that.
Okay.
Valid. We'll take it. The judges, gives it a 10.
We'll accept that. All right, I think I know the answer to this one already, just from talking to you for a few hours. But your food is bad at a restaurant. Do you say anything?
I know the answer.
Yeah. Now, no, but look, this is the thing.
Uh-huh.
If I'm really hungry, because you know how sometimes you can just be starving. And it's like, man, I'm so starving, I can't wait. Like I got a headache, I'm so hungry. And so you get your plate and it's not good. It's like, oh man, I can't do this because I'm still hungry. So I would. But if it's a thing of, okay, hit or miss, and I'm looking at the waiter, they seem nice. And if I'm not paying, if someone else is paying, then I'm really not gonna say anything because it's like, look, it was free.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I like it. Yeah. Nope. Excellent answer. Let's see. What's another? I'm trying to think of stuff that we didn't ask you last time here. What's better, ding dongs, ho hos, Twinkies, or fruit pies?
Neither, because I'm not a sweet eater. I don't eat sweets.
Okay.
If I just had to go with, I would just go with ding dongs just because of the name. I just like ding dongs. That's just a cute name.
that was the. Oh, where's the dinger?
Yeah, get the dinger.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
there it
ding
is.
dong.
I had to switch soundboards. There, yeah, dingers for ding dong. Ding dong dingers. There we go. All right, Andrew, one more.
Yeah, it's your night to order pizza. What are we ordering?
The infamous pizza question.
Have you ever had? And I don't know if Pizza Hut still sells it, but I was in love with the barbecue pizza. You ever had that?
Oh yeah, the barbecue chicken pizza.
The specialty, yeah, that pizza was so good. I love it.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I gotta have pepperoni, and I gotta have mushroom, and I gotta have spinach. Gotta have that.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a solid. That's a solid pizza. Yeah.
Yep. There we go. Solid. It's all good. All right. Last one. You've got 30 seconds to tell the world something. What is it? And you probably answered this last time, but we always ask this as the last question. So
I want people to be so intentional of discovering who they are, because I don't believe you'll ever be fully fulfilled if you do not discover the purpose why you as an individual was placed on this earth, because there is a reason why you are placed here. And you are, whoever you are listening to this, you are the solution to someone's problem. You are the answer. So someone is waiting. They're waiting for you.
Boom. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was beautiful. That was very well put. Where's there it is. I was looking for. I switched soundboards, so I had to look for the dinger. But that was well put, ma'am. Thank
really
you.
Good. Yeah.
That was awesome. All right, so now let's real quickly cover where. Okay, do you have a website?
Yes, my website is
Go ahead and give us your website, please.
The website is Lioness Premier. That's LIONESSPREMIER. So it's lionesspremier.com.
Boom, man, that sounds very regal. By the way, I'm just saying that's like the Lioness Premier.
I know, it's kind of fancy.
Yeah, all fancy pants and stuff. Man. All right, so Lioness Premier for Andrea Woodfolk's website. Now you are going to be appearing in Orlando on the 19th at 19th of this month, the Florida Classic. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So, and anybody can go. It's an all-weekend event, but you will be performing Saturday the 19th with Tight Mike, correct?
Mike and two other comedians, yeah. And Curtis Bateman. Curtis Bateman is actually the one that's actually over the event. So he's the host. His name is Curtis Bateman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that name. Where have I heard from him? He's done a lot of stand-up, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
But he does, he's trying to host his own events as well. But yeah, he does comedy as well.
Okay. Yeah, no, I must have seen some clips of his. It's very familiar. Yeah. Man, Andrea, I'm so glad we got you to come back on here. This has been awesome. We will definitely have to do it again very soon. Well, very soon. We'll give you a little breathing room this time. Now, we'll have links to your website and the event up on our website. And I can't thank you enough. But we are going to turn you loose here. We're going to let you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Miss Andrea Woodfolk, thank you so much, Andrea, for being with us.
Andrea, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Bye, Andrea. Oh, God, I love her. She's so awesome.
She's great. She is great.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we, even when we put her on the spot, she was just like right there.
No, absolutely. Yeah. It's I mean, not only the sign of a good comedian, but the sign of a good speaker.
Yeah.
You know,
no.
Is
and
just be right there with us.
That was just really cool because I was sitting there, and the conversation just kind of turned into, talking about the politically correctness and all that. So, and she handled it great, man.
No, and I love that that it didn't phase her at all. And she just sort of went with it. And honestly, I mean, those, and I, not to toot our own horn a little bit here, but not. I mean, not just to talk to her about her comedy and what she does, but to talk about other stuff in her life that she values.
Yeah, absolutely.
And other, because that all makes up sort of the person that she is. So I really enjoyed that part of it. I thought that was a great sort of,
no, it's like, again, we don't really have set questions or anything like that we do on the show. We just kind of go with the flow and keep it conversational and have some fun with it. And okay, all right, there's the old Dig Campers right there, queuing up our wrap up music with the Wedge. Make sure you check them out on Spotify and whatnot, by the way.
One good thing about Andrea's website, she's got our logo on it.
Oh yeah. She's my new favorite.
She's our favorite.
You were up there, but now Andrea.
No, she's better.
Well, you're my male favorite. She's my female favorite. Besides my wife. I love you, honey. I know she's probably watching.
You just digged a huge hole, Doug. You dug a huge hole for
because
yourself.
She made me eat these nuts.
Oh, you are not turning into this pun, dude.
Yeah. Boom.
You've got some splaining to do after the show. I do not want to be in your shoes right now. Oh man.
No, I very quickly corrected myself. So
Lois, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Lois.
We're gonna turn the chat off now, by the way, just to avoid any future embarrassment. Well, my phone hasn't blown up yet, so we're safe. We're good.
Well, she's got to get the blood rage out first, and then she'll talk to you.
Well, Mr. Bat Host, I am iRandom Man, and we are excited for next week. Again, very exclusive. We are going to have Bishop Stevens. Oops, I don't have the graphics up. Where's the graphics? There we go. Mr. Bishop Stevens. Right
I did.
Here. Yeah.
Good on me.
Yes, you did. On the show next week, Bishop Stevens, actor extraordinaire, which, he really is, man. This is a very rare thing. This guy it's not that he doesn't do interviews, but he just is so busy. He rarely has time for it. Again, we have booked and canceled several different times just because of his busyness. And so we are very excited to have him on. He will be the star of the movie Salem Tuss that's coming out, it was created off of Tom Rash's, who's been on the show.
And we'll be coming back on the show, right?
He will be coming back on the show in December. So
that'll be exciting.
Sure, got that going for me.
There we got that going for us.
And then don't forget, after that, Maggie Mayfield, she'll be returning as well.
That was such a fun interview. We got a lot of good interviews coming up. Way to go, Christian.
We've got quite the adventures coming up. And not to toot my own horn, but we did just book Dennis Graxiola, who is on the dry bar comedy circuit and doing all sorts of appearances, really blowing up. Very funny comedian. He will be coming up in January.
Cool.
But so I'm just really psyched for Bishop Stevens, who is very psyched apparently for being on the show. Don't forget, kids, we got these hats, last chances to help support the Run to Stop It, Relentless Pursuit and Stop Trafficking, Exodus Cry for stopping human trafficking and sex trafficking, all coming up here. So glad that you folks are with us. Either way, we love you, and please pass the word around. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, like, follow, subscribe. Anybody looking to sponsor a show, get their get the word out through this show, we will gladly help you produce a commercial and whatnot. Give us a hit up at the randomchristianshow@gmail.com. In the meantime, Andy, rum and regrets for next week.
We record tonight. We're finishing up our scary movie month, and we're going to review a couple of why don't you after the show enjoy a nice mouthful of D's nuts.
These nuts. Oh yeah, loving it. Sorry. Okay,
that's all right.
So Scary Monster week.
Yeah. Our scary movie wrap up again. We got Nate to watch some movies, and we're gonna get his reviews tonight, as well as we're gonna have a special guest on tonight as well. So.
Oh, any hints as to who?
No. It's our friend Steve who does a 31 Nights of Horror movies for Halloween.
Oh, okay, very cool.
He's collaborated with us before on a couple of things, so we're excited to have him.
Yes, I remember hearing him, and he had a horrible signal or something at one point.
No, that was different one, different person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, I listen.
Yeah, you do. You're one of like 3 listeners.
Yeah.
So thanks.
And I always like the show on GoodPods and whatnot.
No, you do. I appreciate that.
Unlike other people. So just saying. Yeah. Hey, lots of people like this show.
That's true.
You don't have to, but it sure would be nice. But we like you folks, and so again, thank you so much. Check out Miss Andrea Woodfolk on her website, lionesspremiere.com. Yeah, gonna be awesome. Next week, Bishop Stevens. In the meantime, I am Christian. That right there, that's Andy. We thank you so much for being with us. God bless you all. Take care of each other. We're all we got out there, kids, so be good to each other. And send me some Halloween candy when you get a chance. Peace out. We'll see you next week.